Welcome to our first SE check-in. We're talking to Bobby Stroupe. Bobby Stroupe played here at Southeastern from 2000, I believe, to 2003. He's currently the founder, president, and all-around runner of APEC. They train athletes at all levels. Bobby, first of all, welcome. How are you doing?
Man, I'm great, and it's an honor to be on this with you. And Southeastern's a special place to me, of course. And man, I'm good. I'm above ground and breathing just like you, so we're blessed.
I can't say that we're not. But first of all, I want to go back and talk a little bit about your playing days. Tell me a little bit about, you came here in 2000, and your first season on the field was pretty rough. And,
yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I mean, got there in 99, and after a little bit of going back and forth, I did red shirt, and we ended up winning conference that year, as you know, and we had high hopes. We had really good freshman class, had a lot of leadership coming back, but we lost a really, really good quarterback, as you know, and we were trying to figure out what to do. And I think that there was some good things that happened that year, but our freshman class was young, and there was a lot of us that played quite a bit, and we were a lot better than our record. And it was a very, very frustrating time, to be honest with you. That was a challenging time for all of us.
Moving on, though, you stepped in. Keith Baxter took over the program, and as you guys played through, you had a 3-7 season, and then it was 7-3. And talk a little bit about how going through that adversity really helped you out as the program moved.
Yeah, I think that we had a special group of men. I mean, we had some people that ended up being very special. You know, you talk about Drew and Romar and some of those people, and, you know, Coach Baxter and some other key people that changed some of our strategies and according to who we had and the personnel that we had. And we just loved each other. We were a group of people that enjoyed each other's company. You had a lot of people with some chips on their shoulder, and things came together. You could see the things coming together in that 3-7 year. We were close. We could have easily won 7-8 games that year if we would have had the discipline as individuals to do it. And that was frustrating as well. But we knew we were good, and that's something we wouldn't back off of. And I think we held each other accountable and continued to improve.
And just looking back a little bit, what are some of your best memories of that time playing?
Yeah, you know, looking back, if I'm honest, I have a lot of regrets. You know, a lot of people talk about working hard, and that was never a problem for me. But having football as the absolute priority 100% of the time is something I wish I would have done better. And but I would say that my most fondest memory is the Mud Bowl. So that was probably the last game played on the surface at UCO. And as you know, it was about 3 inches thick of mud. There was, I think, 8 games played in 2 days in the rain, and we were the last one on the next day. And that was legendary. I think Drew carried the ball 52 times.
Still a school record.
I had an interception, but I had an interception, but I slid out of bounds. I couldn't figure out where the field was, where it started and where it ended. And it was, I mean, Romar was the only one with the clean jersey, I think, in the whole game. But that was a beautiful, beautiful game, beautiful experience, man. I look back on that and smile. We all took showers at halftime because we were freezing. It was, man, that's fun to look back on.
Well, those are the kind of games that really stick with you. You know, obviously winning championships, but those are the sort of things that are more experience. Now, Moving on, talk a little bit about how you transition from college into starting the career you're in now.
Yeah, so anybody that was a teammate of mine at Southeastern would tell you that even during that time, I knew what I wanted my career to be. I trained a lot of my teammates. I worked with a lot of different athletes at the school during the time. I was there during Christmas break and spring break, and when other people were going to Cabo or doing things like that, I was going and visiting some doctor or trainer or with my mentor, Tim Powers, and learning about this field, because even during the time that I played ball at Southeastern, I was I was more into the training and human performance element than I was into football. And I knew that playing the game of football would help me, and the relationships that I valued were important to me, but I always enjoyed the training aspect more, and I always was more endeared to the inner workings of that. So it was something I knew I wanted to do. In fact, my senior year, I already had a job in Hawaii before the year started with one of my mentors and Tim Powers, and I already knew what I wanted to do. So I was set and locked on that. Well, probably even before I got to Southeastern, I knew that's what I wanted to do.
Now, getting into that, where did you get to the point where you started your own gym? And just talk a little bit about that initial process of trying to get something like that off the ground.
Oh, man. So initially, I went to Hawaii. That place shut down within a month. They changed it to a tennis club, didn't want to tell us. I turned down jobs all over the country. And so I came home with my hat in my hand and went looking for jobs. And I ended up being the fitness manager at Lifetime Fitness, which is kind of a joke because anybody that knows me, that's not really what I do. Is athletic development is what I do. They promised me that I'd work with pro athletes and all these things. And I did a few sessions with a few, but I was managing personal trainers and driving memberships. That's not what I wanted to do. A few months there, and a physical therapist from the Dallas Cowboys had a conversation with me and told me I needed to get out of there. What's crazy is within a week, someone called me from East Texas, a physical therapist, and kind of recruited me out. And it was through a previous relationship. When I was young, working actually in college in the summer, I trained Matt Flynn and some other guys, and Robert Ferguson, some other guys that went on to have good NFL careers. And they recommended to that therapist that he recruit me to start a training facility. So we had a meeting in Tyler, Texas, and it was quick. I was like, I want to do this. I don't care about the money. That was poor negotiation, but that's how it kicked off, man. We didn't have a name. We didn't have anything. And I left my job, created a bunch of debt, and went and attacked this thing.
Well, attack it you did. You've turned APEC into quite the outfit. You've also got a lot of notoriety lately. You've managed to catch a little bit of you've caught some eyes due to some of your clientele, and most notably, personally, as a Kansas City Chiefs fan, Patrick Mahomes. And
yeah,
as we were talking a little bit before, one thing I thought would be interesting to hear from you was to be able to work with an athlete over the amount of time that you've worked with Patrick, stepping in when he was, first getting into sports at the high level, all the way through to, the pinnacle of the game that he's at now.
Yeah. This has been a 16-year journey for me, and we've been fortunate. I've had over 25 athletes that I've worked with starting in elementary school make it to the professional level in 6 different sports. And every kid that comes here is special to me. And that's not just lip service. They are obviously Patrick is unique. But we've had some guys go and do big things in pro sports before Patrick. But, to see a kid from 4th grade kind of be an awkward kid and trying to figure out where he fits athletically because his skill sets are unusual and unorthodox, and being able to help him kind of identify those things and then foster those things and bring confidence to those things. And, we were there when he wasn't the starting quarterback in middle school. I mean, we were there when he didn't get to play quarterback as a sophomore in high school. They put him at safety. We were there when he was a junior in high school and was rotating with another kid till the 4th game. So there's been a lot of attention on it, but as of late, but this has been a long thing. And the thing that's most special about Patrick is his authenticity, his commitment to be the best version of himself, and the fact that he's always been so intrinsically motivated that nothing's ever really bothered him, is that he's just this constant focus on improvement. But I'm not going to lie, man. I just, some of these things I've cried like a small child, like watching the Super Bowl. What else? I mean, I didn't get into this wanting to train elite professional athletes. You know, I wanted to help a kid that was like me, that was not the first kid picked on the playground, that was that needed and wanted help. You know, that's what I got into this for. And then to see somebody like him become transcendent, it, you know, quite honestly, it's special, and it's hard not to get emotional even thinking about it in totality.
I mean, I'd imagine, like you said, you've worked with this all the way through the highs and the lows that come with every athlete's career. You mentioned that you've worked with a lot of people. Name some of the sports that you've worked across, just so people get an idea of the scope in which you take on this training.
Yeah, we've had several professional soccer players, men and women, that we've worked with and been a part of their development, supported them through high school, college, and to the professional level. MMA, boxing, Major League Baseball. The hardest thrown pitch in the history of baseball is one of our guys. Very special, and we've been noted as being able to help produce the most pitchers in Major League Baseball under 6 feet. I don't know what that means, but we've had a lot of guys. I mean, to give you a scope as far as NBA, NFL, MLB, pro soccer, all that, we've probably been a part of the support system for over 200 professional athletes in 6. That's the last I counted, in 6 sports. It's more than that now. And we have about 80 active NFL players and 40 active MLB players. So actually that number is probably way off. It's probably closer to 300 now, but that's a blessing, you know. But honestly, the core mission for us is to improve lives and protect futures through the field of human performance. So 80% of our clientele is youth athletes, and that's where my heart is at, and always has been, and always will be.
Well, and along those lines, as we talk about, you know, we're checking in because of the current situation with the coronavirus and all that. Just talk a little bit about how it's affected your field, but not only that, as I've followed you through your work with people, how you've adapted.
Yeah, so our operation is worldwide, you know, now, and we've got an incredible team I get to represent and be a mouthpiece for, but a lot of the work is done by them. Oddly enough, we have an operation out of China that's been shut down. I've been to Wuhan twice myself. We've got 2 locations, one in Fort Worth, one in Tyler, Texas. Both of them are roughly 30,000 square feet if you count indoor and outdoor. And we've got a big team of over 20 employees managing this. So when this came down, you know, it was poor timing for us. We're a seasonal business. We build our cash stores between March and June 1st, and that's off summer enrollment. And, you know, shut down during that time is tough. We also had NFL Pro Day stuff that was wrapping up. When I got word of the Pro Days being shut down, I tried to organize our own. The state and the city shut me down in both locations right the day before in both instances to try to help those kids. So that was stressful and puts those kids in a vulnerable position. And also it's hard to collect money from agents if their kids don't get to do Pro Day. So that's not ideal. But then even furthermore, you've got clients. We've got over 400 clients that come in our facilities, and figuring out within 72 hours a way to continue to serve them on a high level. So we didn't skip a work day. We were able to transition them immediately into live virtual sessions. And then we also had an app that we'd already been working on for people that were out of town that had already been exposed to our training. So we just uploaded everything onto that and made it to where if they missed the virtual sessions, they were able to work off the app. So the app works that you open up the workout on your calendar, and it's got the listing of the exercises that we're doing, the movements that we're doing. And if you have questions, you can click on it and get the video. But you also have to enter in how you felt. That there's a quick, basically just a questionnaire to start the workout and to end the workout. And it also times how long you're on each section and block, so we know if people actually did the work. And we're having people post and tag us and prove that they did the work. And it's been effective. You know, I think there's 2 types of people in this type of situation. There's the people that focus on what you can do, and there's the people that are focused on what they're not able to do. And for us and our team, I couldn't be more proud of them for completely shifting our focus positively on here's what we can do right now. And here's some positives, man. There's been some mothers that have young kids, infants. They've jumped into our program, whereas they haven't been able to work with us in the past or as of recent. There's been people that maybe moved away. We have a couple in Las Vegas, a whole family that's been gone for 2 years, and now they're right back in APEC like they were before. So there's beauty in this for us. I mean, we're getting better. Now we're getting crushed financially just like a lot of other people. But APEC is going to be okay. You know, we made it through 2008. We'll make it through this. We may look a little different for a little while. And one thing I will tell you as the leader of this company, we will get better through this. We will learn a way to serve our people better through this.
Well, Bobby, just to wrap things up, how can people get in touch with you if they want to get involved either through this current situation and then down the road when you start seeing people live again?
Yeah, so I'm easy to find on social media. I got a big mouth. So you can find me on Twitter. It's just at Bobby Stroupe, my name. On Instagram is where I have the most interactions and following and probably the most content. It's at Stroupe Bob. That's STROUPEBO Bob, or BOB, sorry. And then really Team APEC. You can find us, teamapec.com. At Team APEC is all our social media. And that's the easiest way to get in contact with us. We have a lot of information up for the virtual clients right now. So if people want to do, we even have some free programs. We have over 1,800. I think we're over 1,800 different families, schools, universities. We even have individuals that are using our free program right now. So people can take a look at that. It's at teamapec.com/virtual. If anybody can be helped or use those, please take advantage of that.
I appreciate it. Thanks for stopping in and checking in with us, and we wish you the best. Stay well.
Hey, man, I'm savage born, savage bred until I'm savage dead. So love all the Southeastern folks out there. Miss you guys. I need to come make a visit. And been a lot of fond memories. And, I miss my brothers out there, and I miss the people all together. And I appreciate this. This is an honor to be on this.